Allegedly, Ginger Minj may have won the All-Stars 10 crown. Love Ginger Minj.
Love that kind of stuff.
But I want to know, who is getting the coin? Who is making the most money? Now, obviously, we're not gonna know. Nope, it doesn't matter. Money doesn't equal value, you know?
I don't give a I don't give a
Neither one of us gives a
No, you do, because you walked in here saying, I don't like some of you girls.
But who is selling the best products? Who's selling the stuff that kind of makes your kitty go meow meow, kind of makes your hoo-ha go hoo-ha?
Do you like that, Daddy?
I can't. So it's basically the end of the All-Stars 10 era. So I think it's a good time to check out kind of who ended up on top in terms of selling stuff. Who still has the store open? Who's still selling things that are cool? Who is still fighting for their life in the streets of America? So I want to keep this very like Nini Coco tease, very like engineering, very like, you know, analytical, and really get into it and hopefully give you guys watching this little kernels of knowledge that will help you sell things and get your money up. Hi, my name is Skylar, and if you believe in magic, you can call me Xanthan Gumb. I'm best known as a Emmy award-winning author for my erotic fiction novel, Pin the Tail on the Donkey. So we are going to take the 9 queens that have survived the last previous videos. God, this goes on forever. So we're going to take those 9 queens, and the first round is going to be immediate elimination. So I'm going to go down the list. Either you are immediately eliminated or you are advancing to the final. And we are then going to have our final 4, which is then going to be judged by me and my fellow designer coworker. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the weeds of it, because not a lot of people, I feel like on YouTube, I feel like it's a lot of yes men, a lot of like, yeah, I like it, it's kind of cool, you know? But I want to get technical. I want to get into it. I want to get into these things that no one cares about or talks about, you know, like a worm. And then we will have our winner of Ms. Moneybags, which is some shit I just made up. This is the audiobook of How to Pin the Tail on the Donkey. Welcome to the show. Chapter 1. Every donkey comes with 3 holes, and everyone who wants to pin the tail on the donkey must know the difference between these 3 holes. Not knowing which hole is which on your donkey will lead to catastrophe. Oh, train's here. I want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Don't Act Shocked, me. I want to show you guys my 3D printed jewelry display for the girls who have a lot of kooky dooky ooky jewelry and your room might be a little messy. This is the most stylish and interesting way to organize your small possessions. And when your friends come over, they'll be like, oh my god, like what is that? Like cool sculptural thing, you know? It gives your room a cool vibe. It helps you kind of express yourself, and it keeps you more organized, which is very important for your mental health in the year 2026 when the world is on fire. So if you want to stylishly organize your space and help your energy a little bit, keep it neat, keep it cute, then this is for you. And I have a special discount for those who suffer through my YouTube videos here. And I hope someone out there, this can make a difference and help. This was made by my own little hippo paws. I have a ton of different colors, and I hope you enjoy. So there's 3 kind of main things I'm looking for here. So the first thing is this something I would actually wear? Is this something I could actually see people incorporating into their wardrobe, or does it kind of just exist as Drag Race merch? The next category is this product of an artistic merit? Is it kind of just a concept and a little more slop core? Not saying that it's AI slop, but a little more just kind of like, more like Dadaism, more like it kind of just exists and that's enough, versus something that kind of has a more layered perspective and visual intrigue that has some more thought put into it. And then the last thing is this on brand? You know, I don't like to confine people to being brands, you know, but as a drag experience, is this kind of furthering that artist's narrative?
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores for just one. I can't stand it when she touches me.
All right, up first we have Denali, and again, I have to reiterate,
these are all amazing artists. Denali obviously is insane. You know, she can do things every other human on earth cannot do. But this is my disclaimer. You know, it's not personal. Everyone's a great artist. Everyone can do whatever they want. Blah 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 blah. Right.
So for Denali, it is going to be an immediate elimination because of the proportion of things that I would describe as super wearable in a everyday setting to the proportion of things that are kind of just for fans is just too skewed in the just for fans direction to go to the finals of my fake gay competition. The one of her head is a good example. It's a great photo, it's cool, but for a t-shirt there's just not a ton going on. And then for ones like the Medusa and like the blue logo, it's cool, it's kind of there, but it's just not giving me everything. It doesn't have those like layered graphics. It doesn't have the, I feel like, compositions that make something exciting to wear beyond just being a Drag Race merch piece. All right, up next we have Diabetti, and this one will be surviving and advancing to the finals, and that's because I really appreciate the nature of how these are sold in bundles. Like I said before, that gives a very homegrown operation. Also the fact that it's all very one cohesive screen printed aesthetic. We're gonna be talking a lot about different like manufacturing processes today, and I really like that hers are straightforward like that, and it helps it just be generally wearable. You know, when you have too many colors, when you have the craziest PNG, it can be too much very easily. But when you have just a extremely restricted color palette and you just use the right photos and you process them the right way, that will really help you get a product that lives on its own. And I think you get a really good idea of her artistic perspective from these, and it sells it to you in a way where you can apply it and use it in sort of your daily life and your own personal expression. Up next is Acid Betty, and again, I am genuinely impressed by just the variety of products that are all made in different ways. So you have your eyelashes, you have your neon products and palettes and things like that, the things that are sculpted out of foam. These are all very different things, and a lot of it I think she's probably doing on her own, or at least kind of prototyping it, and it's a much more homegrown operation, and it's very unique. These are not things that people are usually selling. People usually aren't selling paper eyelashes, right? And also, I think it gets me really excited. Again, it's one of those things that you can apply to your own style. These are products that you can buy and use in your own expression. That's the other thing, is when you buy this drag queen merch, are you just expressing, yes, I'm a fan of this drag queen, which is fine. Wear that to the bar, wear that to the show, but does it exist outside of that context? And I think these things from Acid Betty's store do a good job of branching outside that context. Next is Tina Burner, and I really do value Tina, but unfortunately this is going to be immediately eliminated as well. And that's just because even though I think it is kind of fun and unserious, and I low-key would buy some of these just to be like subversive, just to be like, yes, I have the Tina Burner merch, don't play. Just the fidelity of it just is not what we are looking for in this competition. It's very dated by a few years, or someone might even say decade in terms of the style, but I do appreciate a lot of this stuff. I think it's fun. Like if you have a Tina Burner sticker on your laptop that looks like this, work. And if you see something slay something, still obsessed. So again, great drag queen merch, but stepping out of that context, it does not have the legs to continue in my fake gay competition. All right, for Nicole Paige Brooks, it will be an immediate elimination, even though these are funny and quirky. She just created like 5,000 different print-on-demand products that just get manufactured when you order them, instead of having a upfront investment and buying the products in bulk. It just gets produced when you order it. She doesn't likely have a warehouse of these things, and that means it's a lot less personal, it's a lot less hands-on. It depends who you're working with, but in my opinion, it can kind of have some shadier labor chains. Again, I'm not saying that for sure. I'm not an expert. I'm sure Nicole Paige Brooks is fine, but for me, it's just sort of like the lack of commitment, the lack of investment into saying, this is an idea I'm going to invest my money and my time in and sell it to you. And instead she's like, okay, here's every idea I can think of, buy whatever you want and it'll get produced when you order it. And at this point in my game here, that is game over. I want to see people taking risks and investing and swinging big. It's so muggy. Okay, Georges, I still love all of this merch that she has, but the thing is that it's all sold out. And that will lead to an immediate elimination at this point, because I want to see new ideas. I want to see things coming in. I want to see something to get excited about. If you just had this stuff and it's all gone for this competition and what I'm looking for, that is the end of the road. If you're just like, okay, that's it, you bought it all, you know, that's just not what I'm looking for specifically. But I do really love a lot of this stuff and I think it's all amazing. And even if she just restocked it, she might have gone a lot farther here, because I do love a lot of this stuff. But just not restocking the things that I think are worth restocking for my little game here, that's unfortunately the end of the road. Up next is Aja. Aja definitely has her unique style with the gaming vibes, the cuteness, the attitude of it all. And even though it is very illustrative, I dig these, and I could see someone making an outfit out of this. And also just the quality of the illustration I think is really worth appreciating. Someone really took the time to sit and draw all of that out, and I think that shows it just is a solid design. Also the playfulness of some of these other cartoonish ones, like the Buki or the I Don't Fight Butch Queens, you know, those are just cute. I think those are just generally wearable. So I'm just gonna stay in the game for me because it's a few different styles, it's a few different vibes, and I think it just works. I don't think it's super merchy, you know. I think it's just cool, it's just fun. People could wear that and it's just like, oh, you know, it is what it is, it's cool. All right, for Irene, I really like some of the stuff. I like the It's Not Gonna Suck Itself art. I like the splash tee. I think those have really nice artistic merit, but it is a limited selection more so, and I think the two specific things that I like are kind of the only two that I'm feeling, and because of that, that's just not enough at this point, and it will be immediately eliminated because that's just not enough for a full collection or package, in my opinion, you know. But great stuff, just not enough for the finals today. Oh my god, it's like I'm fucking RuPaul. Sashay away. Mistress Isabel Brooks. Love, obsessed, but it's all sold out. It's all gone. She does have one shirt up, and we're gonna talk about it. So the front composition, I think it just is a little mismatched. I think there's kind of too many different styles, or it's not stylized cohesively enough. Photos in different lighting context, graphics kind of treated different ways. It just is a little much for one thing on the front specifically, and then on the back, even though I really love this metal typography and the Texas thing, those two elements on the back for me don't really match each other. But I think if she would have dispersed all of the things on this shirt into a whole collection, I think these assets would populate other things really well, but it's all just on one thing. I think that's a little clunky, and it's also all sold out. So Mistress will be immediately eliminated, unfortunately, just because the logistics of it are not sort of fully up to speed. But you can tell by this art that she is working with really good designers though. Like, I think it is nice quality stuff, but just not sort of that magic, at least applied in the way that I'm looking for, sort of across different products. It's kind of all just concentrated, clunky, and sold out, and that's gonna do it. And finally, we have Bosco, and thank God, because Bosco put out some new stuff. There's things recirculating, evergreen products like the mineral washed and distressed hats, things like that, that you can just sell all the time as just part of, you know, furthering your brand, but also having it be something someone else can easily wear to be their own person. Also, the artistic fidelity of these, I am honestly impressed by, and I really respect. I think the style is very elevated and curated. You don't see a lot, in my opinion, of this look on a lot of drag queen merch. I think it's just cool. It's just sassy. I am not the biggest fan of the text on the just like Bosco and the cup one, but the white face one I really dig. And I think overall it shows she had the vision and she executed it in a successful way, and she's coming out with new ideas, restocking stuff, and keeping us big girls fed. And that's all you can ask for. All right, so those who were immediately eliminated are Denali, Tina, Nicole, Georges, Irene, and Mistress. And those who will be advancing are Daya, Acid, Aja, and Bosco. So now, with our semifinals concluded, we are going to go to our final round with my coworker and friend John, my fellow designer, and he does a lot of really great work, and I think he's going to have a good perspective and opinion on all this stuff. And we're going to chop it up, and we're going to have our winner, and we're going to be done with this series. I've been making these YouTube videos for like a whole year about these t-shirts. I think it's time to move on. So let's be done. And yes, I did make this shirt. This was like a Charlie XCX long sleeve shirt, and then I had this like white button up. So we chopped it up, sewed it together. Yes, I am the sewing queen now. I am a seamstress myself. Very beginner, very toddler level skills, but kind of cool. All right, test 1, 2. Do you believe in magic?
Hi.
So we are here, end of the work week. I'm delirious, I'm insane, and we're gonna get this done. So we're gonna go Aja versus Bosco. We're gonna get our winner, and then we're gonna go Betty. This budget. Betty versus Acid Betty. Get a winner, and then do the final 2. So first, Bosco versus Aja. So as you can see here, Aja's is a lot more illustrative. These are drawings, a little more hokey pokey, kooky kooky. It's very much more personality. I think that works, but I feel like not a ton besides that. And in terms of the production, I think these are just sort of like DTG screen printed, and I feel like these probably wouldn't last as long. And then I feel like these Bosco ones are produced with like a better vendor, getting like a distressed denim cap, and it just seems like a higher quality print.
Aesthetically, I think Bosco's definitely winning. Like you said, she has like distressed kind of merch going on. The red, it's just all very cohesive. This shirt is cool with the faces and the eyes.
The white one I think was my favorite too, because again, these are things that you just see people wearing, you know? And I feel like Aja's, even though it is nice, I think it loses a point for the production looking a little cheaper.
It's just very generic, and it doesn't feel high quality. It feels like fan art, unfortunately. But I do like that it kind of feels a little like makeshift.
It's good for what it is, but at the end of the road here, we're definitely gonna go with Bosco to our final 2.
Team Bosco.
Team Bosco, who's shocked? All right, so next up, Daya versus Acid. Now, I liked some of Acid stuff because, I mean, again, it's like paper eyelashes, like neon.
She's like unconventional merch items, right?
Yeah, a lot more like objects, and I thought that was cool. She doesn't have a lot of apparel. I thought this one was, what am I gonna say about a rainbow pride shirt? I'm just kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? No, right? It's like, okay, like glitter, shimmer, like I kind of see the vision. Like I could see people like.
I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, it's glitter.
Biodegradable. Fuck that tea.
That's important.
Right?
She definitely gets points for offering different merch items. It's obviously usable, wearable, very cool.
A nice variety. And then with Daya, we have these like shirts, and then we have a water bottle, this bigger all over print tee, and then the one on the shirt on the right, that one's a little freaky to me.
Yeah.
The bundles I kind of appreciate. So
love a set.
Yeah, the set is good. That's
together for you. I mean, I love Betty Boop, so I love the Betty Boop design. That one's hot. Her actual her photo in the merch is cool, but this one is a little bit more generic. I like the more illustrative, fun kind of approach to merch.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Bosco, like in this one. This is art. Yeah. I would want to wear that. You get what I'm saying? But this one's kind of tough.
Yeah, it is, because also they're both kind of edgy. I feel like if what we're looking for is helping people express their own style,
this one's the best one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree, because again, if what we're looking for is someone else's unique style and this being like an amplifier to that, I do think the Acid Betty ones, even though again, like I secretly would buy these and use these, I think it is a little
mask
more.
is cool.
Yeah, like it's cool stuff, but I feel like it's a little more niche. It's a little more narrowed down, and the Daya stuff is just kind of like I feel like a little more accessible.
Yeah, it definitely is.
All right, so then we have our final two of Bosco and Daya, and here we are. So between these two, in my opinion, Bosco kind of takes it.
I was kind of Team Daya because I like the Betty Boop, and I like that like all over print shirt a lot. But yeah, I think I'm gonna agree. I think Bosco's taking it.
And it's just because as much as I really love the Betty Boop thing, it's kind of the only one that I'm that crazy about. The leather jacket one, I see the vision, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, like
There's
I would
no
just-
like
I would
real
just-
indicator of Daya Betty on it. No?
Oh yeah, it doesn't. It
like the
doesn't
zipper
really-
could have been like had like her logo or something. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Something else.
That's a
in
good. That's a
there.
good point. And then the water bottle, I think I just kind of like the kooky color. You know. All right. So congratulations, Bosco. Are we
Yay.
surprised? I'm not surprised. And this, for me, I think is my personal favorite one.
Yeah, me too.
I think this kind of gives me the ooh la la. Congratulations, Bosco. You've won nothing. You've won the end of me talking to the camera. So that's the real win. That's gonna get cut out, whatever. All right.